to order, please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance and a brief moment of silence. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There's always one. Okay. Are there any revisions? Sorry. Yeah, revision and approval of the regular and consent agenda.
I have one minor one. Dr. Barry Gardner with Policy Analytics will not be presenting this evening during the financial update. We have rescheduled him for December.
Motion to approve the regular.
Move to approve the regular and consent agendas as amended.
I'll second.
Wade made the motion to approve the regular consent agenda as amended. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? Recognitions and information. FFA.
Good evening. Never mind. Right here. Good evening. My name is Emma Woodall, and I am a senior here at South Putnam. I am the FFA's student advisor and the District 7, which covers about 23 schools, treasurer.
Hello, everybody. I am Eleni Fugate, and I hold the position of chapter president for the 24-25 year.
And I am Lane Price, and I have been an FFA member for 6 years.
So tonight we are going to talk about how we have grown in the past year and what we've accomplished for this year. Our first slide, there's a new campaign that just launched called the Grow With Us campaign, and it is to promote agriculture education in Indiana classrooms. Our students were featured in this video that we are going to play for you guys. So. Hold your ears out, please.
I sat in school all throughout 7th grade and I wondered, where's my place? Why don't I fit in? What is my purpose? And then I joined an ag class in the 8th grade and FFA, which was something that I always knew I was going to do. I just didn't realize exactly where it would take me.
Ag education is a valuable asset for students regardless of what career path they may want to take.
Personal growth can't always happen in a classroom setting, and you really have to get out.
Agriculture and FFA have just really opened me to new opportunities that I never saw before. I love FFA because it's connected me with so many resources that I would otherwise never known that existed, and find a passion for agriculture that I can carry with me throughout life.
Everyone should be involved because it's such a fun time to meet new people. It's taught me a lot of leadership skills and communication.
Ag Ed has pretty much turned my life around completely because I wasn't even sure what I wanted to do, and it steered me towards what I hope to do with my career path.
You don't have to know a thing about agriculture, have an agricultural background in order to have that place in the Blue Jacket or to succeed within the national organization.
So FFA creates a culture whenever students come into the room, you can see that sense of family. The tradition is radiating throughout the room, and they're excited to be a part of something.
When you spend time in an ag education classroom or an FFA event, it gives you such hope for what the solutions that kids are bringing to the future of the communities that they live in.
How many connections I've made, you can't even put a number on it. The classroom, going to state convention, national convention, where you can meet over 70,000 people at a time.
come from, it matters where you want to be. And I think FFA, agriculture education, has a path for everyone.
By going through this program, I know my three sons all came out of there 3 different ways.
For my daughter, being able to have the opportunity to be an FFA as well as take agriculture classes, it's just opened the window for her. She's been given opportunities through competitions, in a state or national level with FFA. There's just something about witnessing an explosion of independence and leadership.
It has allowed me to see all of the different job opportunities within agriculture, and it's not just like row crop farming or livestock production.
And it's innovation and technology. People are working together in spaces that may not have felt like agriculture 20 or 30 years ago.
You're always going to find something new and something that probably interests you.
So that was, I think she said, a statewide campaign that they're doing to promote agriculture education. But what we do at South Putnam is really try and embody the entire ag education philosophy, which includes 3 parts. So it's called the 3-circle model, and you learn it if you go to an ag ed degree. It includes classroom work, which you got to see lots of clips of what we at South Putnam, but also we in general as ag educators do in the classroom. And FFA, which we hear a lot about, and that's where our competitive events are, but also SAE, which is supervised agriculture experience, and that's kind of the flow that we're going to follow today for our presentation, to share a little bit about all 3 parts of the 3-circle model that we have at South.
So, an introduction to some things that our chapter does is that we are widely known. We are a widely known ag department in the state. We have a great facility and resources for students to learn. We offer 11 ag courses, with 3 of them being in middle school and 8 of them being for high school. We have supervised agriculture experiences, which is like what Line talked about, which is mainly a summer project that counts as a class towards the students. And we have a living to serve our community, producing leaders, and lastly, making our members successful at multiple levels.
Okay, so Lane had mentioned that we offered a ton of different ag courses. And so our 3 middle school courses, our 6th and 7th graders are offered exploring agriculture, so they learn like the basics of ag. 8th graders can take intro to ag, which again is just more of the basics. And then once you enter high school, you have the opportunity to take 9 different agriculture courses that we offer, and all of them are fantastic. You have to take Principles of Ag within your freshman year, or just take Principles of Ag your freshman year, and then you can start the other 9 courses starting your sophomore year. But they are genuinely such amazing ag courses that we offer.
Here's a picture of some of our current classroom facilities. There in the top left corner is part of our aquaponics system. There in that room you can see is where all of our plants are. Those little gray things are a whole bunch of planting pods. On the top right is our mobile classroom that we take to the Putnam County Fairgrounds for Ag Day mainly, and then we will have an exhibit with our aquaponics system running, and so the kids and parents can see how it works. And then there on the bottom row are some different activities that we do within our classes here at school.
Okay, so supervised agricultural experiences have been brought up a couple times. We call them SAEs for short, and a lot of the times it's a class that we take over the summer that we can also get credit for. So many of us have different ones. I personally have an SAE in vet science as well as diversified livestock. And so I raised my own livestock and I learned how to care for them, as well as at my job working in a vet's office, I have that. And in the picture here we have Stone Stouch, and he has always had a passion for plants, but the SAE program has been able to help him get more into his business and has been able to expand that.
So within our South Putnam FFA chapter, we do a lot of community service events, and they're really cool, which actually we have one going on right now. We're doing our South Putnam FFA Thanksgiving dinner for within our chapter, and in that little Thanksgiving get-together we write a whole bunch of letters to the troops that serve our country, and we send them off for Christmas. And then also, we have a new event this year coming up in about 2 weeks. It's our Holiday Light Extravaganza. And there's going to be a giving tree there, and it's going to give back to students that are in need of things, that just to give them a good Christmas. So, yeah.
Okay, so Agri-Science Fair is another big part of our ag program here. As you can tell, we had 22 state competitors this past year, which is quite a bit, ranging from groups of 1 middle schooler to there's groups of 2 high schoolers. There's 6 divisions for each different category. 7 of our projects won state, and we have many in multiple categories. And then at the national level this year, we actually had a national finalist in the top 10, and she ended up getting 8 points.
So CDEs stands for career development events, and those happen during the school year. And those are events that are hopefully there to help prepare students more for career skills. And some of those that we do are horticulture, forestry, wildlife, which we are state champions in, and livestock judging, vet science, and ag mechanics, which we placed at top 4 this year, and I participated in that.
Next up we have our LDE events, which stands for Leadership Development Events. And last year for our District 7 contest, we had 12 demonstrations, 5 speeches, 2 parliamentary procedures, 2 scrapbooks, 2 interviews, 2 quiz bowls, 1 sale, 1 talent, 1 essay, and then we had 5 of our demos in state, 2 of our speeches in state, and 1 of our scrapbooks in state. I personally do traditional scrapbook. It is one of my favorite things ever to just sit there and display everything that we've done throughout our year in FFA. But these events are really fun to do, and it's really fun to watch everybody grow in their own ways.
Thank you once again for listening to us and for your constant support to our program.
Yes. I noticed on your classes you had amounts of money. What was that?
So I can answer that. The state funds, or federal funds, fund career and technical education courses, and so for every student that we have in a class, these are the dollar amounts that the school corporation receives per student, and they do that when they do the ADM in the fall. So that's the amounts that we receive per student, and it varies. They select the funds by basically need. So if there's a high industry in the state, then they fund that area more to kind of funnel schools to offer those courses more. So ours are all medium or high. Yep. Yeah, this is on top of the ADM. Yep. Other questions?
Great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm assuming the students know they can leave now if they have homework to do. Don't feel bad about that at all. Okay, financial update, Dr. Smith.
In your board packet, you received the latest financials through the end of the month of October. Those are all included the claim dockets, payrolls, cash flows, transfers, and the fund reports. And we do continue to perform as forecasted regarding all of those reports, income, expenses, and fund balances.
Legislative update.
So, yeah, we recently had the ISBA Fall Regional Meeting. Lee, Holly, that you can kind of you can catch up in the legislative section of some of the emails and stuff. But you should check that out if you have a chance. We have a long legislative session coming up. It's the long one this time. You could probably expect, because of new political climate, we could probably expect some changes and a lot of back and forth. Who knows what's going to come of it? So nothing to report really right now.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, project update, Doug Rambo.
How's everybody this evening? Just have a brief update on the projects. No PowerPoint, no song and dance tonight. The field house is going to start. There's going to be a lot of action there in the next few weeks. The piers are starting to get installed, and there's going to be some, a little bit of maybe a rumble in the ground here and there. It's just it's nothing dangerous or anything, but it might be a little bit distracting.
We heard rumblings of rumbling.
There we go. So that should be about maybe 2 weeks of that, and then we'll be onto steel. So pretty excited about that. The pool contractor has been out on site. We had a meeting with them. It went well. Submittals are still coming in on that. Onto the roofs. The roofs, they're basically finished up, doing a little bit of punch list work. There's going to be a walkthrough on Tuesday, and that should button everything up. The PA and lights, that project is in the closeout phase now. We still have to come back and do some odds and ends for just basic repairs, but the closeout's ongoing now. I'm sorry, the field rather, and the PA system is it's dialed in now, and waiting on some reports from Fairfield, or Fairchild rather, and we're going from there. And as of today, 0 accidents, 0 incidents, and that's pretty exciting to be closing out 3 projects and having that still going on. So, thank you. Any questions? Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Okay, we're on section 6, which is public comment. We as a board appreciate public comment, and it's all part of good communication, right? So this evening we have Mr. Thomas, right? John Thomas? Tumall. Oh, sorry. Now I see it. Who would like to speak? So, John, I'm just going to remind you that you'll have 3 minutes. Joe's going to time. That's just the way we do it. He's going to give you 10 seconds because I don't like to cut people off. And if you would just state your name, your address, that's part of our policies. And you're the only one on the list, so you're first.
John Tumall, 3417 East County Road, 800 South, Cloverdale, Indiana. I come to today about my daughter brought to me about issue with the bathroom. Transgender supposedly came into the girls' bathroom, and she feels very uncomfortable with this. So my question is, what is taking place with this? Because I was told there's a lawsuit and there's nothing that can be done about it. However, that lawsuit started out at Martinsville High School. That's where the lawsuit originally started for the state of Indiana. I've reached out to them. Said kid uses the clinical bathroom. They have passes. That's where that kid goes to use the bathroom. They have 2 now. So I don't know where this is coming into play that we're being told that it's a law that's in effect. So I'm trying to figure out what is the plan for this.
Okay, so technically, the way we also do public comment that I didn't say ahead of time is it's not to be a question and an answer.
Yep.
So really all I can say is we as a board follow federal law.
Okay.
And so you were talking about a federal law.
The Supreme Court did not overrule the Indiana court on that because it happened at Martinsville.
You might want to check into that. But we as a board follow federal law.
Okay.
And in addition to that, and most importantly, we work really hard to provide a safe learning environment for all our students. So that's where we stand as a board, and our administrators know that that's where we stand as a board. And so they are also following federal law and state law and our policies as well.
So girls that can't wrestle against boys is not okay, though.
Out of I can't address that.
So, I mean, we're allowing one aspect but not another, I'm saying. So where do I need to make this where we can talk and everything? Is this a private matter, or how does that pan out? Or I guess is what I'm asking, since you said we can't talk about it, and I was kind of reading that where it said personal students.
Right. I think your, line. We're at 10 seconds, okay. Well, I'm taking up time. But thank you. We're just here to follow the laws. And so to address other things, that's not for us to do. So if you've been to the administrators are following laws, and they also have all students' best interests at heart. Then I would say you have to go to the lawmakers. Sorry. Thank you. New business, item 7, additional appropriation hearing. The next item on the agenda is for the board to hold an additional appropriation meeting on proposed bond proceeds. And we don't have any speakers on issue, so we'll skip all of that. The notice of this additional appropriation hearing was published as legally required. We will now hear from Dr. Smith about the process of determining and communicating the project to the community and the need for the project.
South Putnam, like all school districts, has ongoing infrastructure needs to increase the usefulness of our campuses and their assets, and also in replacing items and equipment that are at the end of their useful lives. Therefore, this general obligation bond issue, we plan to address high priority needs throughout the district. For example, we will be targeting the various deferred maintenance items throughout the district, such as fencing, playground items, classrooms, and other day-to-day operational and educational needs. We'll also continue with district-wide safety and security measures beyond the grant funds that we receive, and that will continue to be a priority. HVAC updates like boilers, which we just completed one at Fillmore, chillers and univents, along with other infrastructure needs will be considered. And finally, as needed, we'll utilize these funds to replace end-of-useful life vehicles and equipment, such as buses, throughout the district.
Open the hearing. Remember, if you would like to speak, shown on the list.
No one signed up. Yep.
Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I do everything, say everything I'm supposed to. Is there anyone out there who would like to speak who's changed their mind on the hearing? Okay. Thank you all. We'll close the hearing and reopen the regular meeting. Item B, consideration of adoption of additional appropriation resolution. Stacy.
All right, so there are actually 2 resolutions that we'll be bringing up tonight. The first one is the additional appropriation resolution, and this one is for the school corporation to, of course, appropriate funds for the project. It's very specific to something that I want to do.
I'll entertain a motion in a second to approve the additional appropriation resolution.
I'll make
a motion to approve the adoption of the additional appropriation resolution.
Holly made the motion to approve the additional appropriation resolution. Joe seconded that. All those in favor? Item C, consideration of adoption of final bond resolution.
Right, so the final bond resolution is where you see all the costs, like the project costs. It also includes maximum interest rates and the other financial terms that you expect to see, like first interest payments and maturity dates for the bonds that are going to be issued.
Lee made the motion to approve the final bond resolution. Holly seconded that. All those in favor? Item D, consideration of 2025-26 corporation calendar.
In your packets is the recommendation for the 25-26 academic year calendar. It is similar to this year's calendar. There's just a couple tweaks that's based on feedback from administrators and the Teachers Association. We're pretty much in alignment with the rest of the county schools, as it is a coordinated effort because we have to share resources like ONT and Area 30. And tonight we're just seeking approval of this so we can get this out to families and start planning for next year and their vacations.
I move to approve the 2025-2026 corporation calendar.
Second it.
You made the motion to approve the 2025-26 corporation calendar. Wade seconded it. All those in favor? Thank you. Item E, consideration of out-of-state field trip. Dr. Smith.
As per policy, we're seeking approval for the annual out-of-state 5th grade St. Louis trip. So the 5th graders do a great job on this every year, and it's just the required approval by you, so we can do it.
I move to approve the out-of-state field trip.
Second. You made a motion to approve the out-of-state field trip for 5th grade. Joe seconded it. All those in favor? Carried. Item F, consideration of approval to purchase Fillmore property.
So, as you know, South Putnam is committed to providing excellent education opportunities and facilities for its students, and has identified a need to enhance and expand the facilities at Fillmore Elementary School to help meet the needs of current and future students and staff members. The property is located at 203 South Main Street in Fillmore, has been identified as a strategically advantageous location to support these facility enhancements, including not limited to like additional space for educational purposes, parking, and other support services. We're seeking approval of the resolution in your packets to authorize the pursuit of the purchase of this property, subject to the completion of all the necessary due diligence and the compliance with all applicable legal requirements. Once all those legal conditions have been satisfied and the property valuation has been affirmed, you, the board, will consider for approval the finalized purchase agreement. We're just seeking approval of that resolution to allow us to move forward.
I move to approve the property purchase resolution.
One second. Joe made the motion to approve the Fillmore property purchase resolution. Holly seconded that. All those in favor? Other business? None. Superintendent's report, Dr. Smith.
I have a brief report tonight. Very exciting times around South Putnam with all the projects and upgrades going on. Literally feeling it every day as things grow. Currently, I'm attending the IAPSS Superintendent's Conference this week. I actually came back from it. I started yesterday. I actually came back for the meeting tonight. It's been great already. I'm looking to gather a lot more information from the presenters and the sessions and all the networking with my superintendent colleagues throughout the state. It's a great event every year. Last but not least, I want to wish our football team all the best this week at semi-state. Exciting times. Go Eagles.
Okay, thank you. If there's nothing else, we will adjourn. Our next regular school board meeting will be held on Wednesday, December 18th, 2024 at 6 p.m. right here. Thank you all for coming.